Bags like this sometimes provide the first meal in days for people fleeing fighting. Elisa Liptuga's job with the famed humanitarian organization World Central Kitchen is to feed those who've made it to Odessa from war-torn frontline cities.
From Mariupol, also from Donetsk, from Lugansk. We may ask some people where they're from. Вы откуда, здравствуйте? Из Николаева. These people from Mykolaiv.
Mykolaiv, a city 90 miles away from here, under constant Russian bombardment. Is it challenging to get food to Mykolaiv?
We have no fear to go to Mykolaiv, and our drivers, our volunteers, they like soldiers, food fighters, we call them. And
you call them food fighters?
Food fighters,
food
yeah.
Fighters. World Central Kitchen, known by everyone in Ukraine as WCK, days after the Russian invasion, parachuted into the crisis with its hard-gained know-how. Its food fighters have brought nourishment to disaster victims around the world since 2010.
Winter. Going to be hard.
Chef José Andrés, its founder, explained to Newsy that Ukraine is different.
I need everybody to understand that Ukraine is an exporter of food. So the issue was never about food. The issue was that they were at war, where millions were being displaced, millions were becoming refugees.
I lost my previous job. I lost some of my friends.
Liptuga decided to help the war effort, organizing a small food distribution network that delivered meals and treats to frontline soldiers, often at extreme danger. On one such mission, she drove into the middle of a battle.
In very quick time, I turned my car and get out.
Did you get them the food, though?
After another day.
In June, WCK hired her to manage their much larger organization in Odessa.
In start, they were all volunteers, and they all in 99% they are refugees. When they came, they had nothing, and they cry when they had their first these food kits.
They now prepare more than 7,000 of the 40,000 food kits WCK gives out every day in Ukraine. The food you're delivering, like pasta, it needs boiling water to be cooked.
But even if they don't have the light, they have the fire in the yard.
This winter presents a monumental challenge for this organization that was not built to provide services indefinitely.
Winter is coming.
Winter's coming.
Especially in the east and north and south. We're going to make sure that going towards winter, we are going to be near those people that, because lack of electricity, lack of heat, are going to need help of organizations like World Central Kitchen.
To do that, they're teaming up with the nation's railway network, experts in logistics across vast distances.
Some people say that railways is the second army of Ukraine. If railways is the second army, then the World Central Kitchen is the third army for sure. Winter is coming, and that's where we cooperate to make our stations points where people can get warm, hot meal.
WCK recently reached the milestone of serving 150 million meals in Ukraine. But surviving the winter depends on the world still caring, still donating money.
To me, it's amazing that this organization just grew so quickly.
Yeah, it's amazing. For me, I can't understand in my mind how it can happen in Ukraine that some Americans came and help all people. You know, Ukrainian, the great people, but without friends, we are nothing.
Jason is with us tonight from Odessa, Ukraine. Jason, we know food and fuel, it's going to be dicey inside Ukraine this winter. But now apparently Russia's threatening to cut off grain to other parts of the world again, just as they need it most?
That's right, Jens. Yeah, Russia's threatening to restrict Ukrainian grain exports to European countries, which Putin accuses of acting, quote, like colonial powers. He cited inaccurate figures in a speech yesterday, saying that only 3% of this country's grain goes to developing countries. He claimed that only 2 ships out of 87 that left from here in Odessa had gone to developing countries, which is wildly inaccurate. Nevertheless, the fear is now that Putin is coming up with a pretext to potentially tear up the grain deal that's allowed for 20 million tons of grain to be shipped from the port of Odessa. He said he'd be having discussions with Turkey's president who brokered the arrangement. This comes just as the United Nations is warning that up to 49 million people are on the brink of famine or famine-like conditions. In the same speech, Putin also threatened to cut Europe off from Russian gas, oil, and coal if they imposed a price cap. As was said repeatedly in my story today, winter is coming, Chance.
Yeah, just as the weather cools, we have fuel and food as well. Thank you very much. Jason Bellini tonight in Odessa.